Hello, pirates. Yes, friends of pirate and friends of BTC, friends of crypto. Yes, welcome to July 1. It's me, Giuliano. Technically, we moved into July 2. I'll give you that in UTC. Okay, we are here. It's quite late, early morning UTC. Yes, well, hope you're doing well. Yes, and we are here for the Pirate Chain price charts finally, because in the previous video, it turned out that BTC was getting the center of attention. And so I just cut it off there at the right time. Now we're over here for this one. I'm going to share the screen and look at some Pirate Chain price charts this time. How about that? Good. Well, what is going on here? We're about 33,500 in the BTC price chart, and I'm going to take it over here to the RBTC. Now, this is a weekly price chart. We've closed a week, the final week of June. We're now in July. We even closed that month. The monthly data is not enough, not plenty, not a lot. Okay, so what are we thinking here? Well, one of the reasons to understand the structure of the market is to be able to see where it might lead. There are some possibilities here. And at this point, I'm not going to start from the weekly. I need to build it out from where the daily was showing. What are we thinking here? Okay. Trying to imagine what is the bigger structure playing out. We know that this is some form of correction. When I say we know, it seems quite clear, okay, that we're having some sort of ABC correction. Let's say that we're getting here or here as the A, okay? And then we making a B. And it looks like we want to find a C somewhere, okay? The pirates always want to find the C because we love to voyage and feel free. Yes. Now, the reason being is, okay, look, maybe this A is just a simple zigzag quickly played out, but on this case, it should be a 5, a 3, a 5. So you get this play here as a first down leg. And then there's this center section, which is a flat section. So this center section will have its own, A, B, C type of thing, where you're getting a flat correction here, which fills in a bigger B wave, which is from the low point here to the high point here. Not exactly that exact point, but it's the general movement of that price action from this low area here to this high area here, taking this journey here as what might be called some form of a flat correction. And then now we would have some form of impulsive movement down, clearing out what this couldn't do because it didn't yet have the steam and the momentum, and it was starting from up here, not from down here. And so there are ways that the price corrects, and this is how it's correcting on the RBTC price chart. We're into the 6,000, 6,500 Satoshi levels on the daily price closing action here. And when we look a little closer, what I'm noticing is twofold. One, we'll look at this price movement and say, okay, when could it be finished? When could it be finished? At this time, friends of Ichimoku, you had a big feature in the previous one. Let's just say goodbye for now. We'll bring in our friends of Bollinger. You can stick around in case you have some information to share. Now, this is some form looking impulsive. It might be composed of corrective moves of zigzags and ABCs and X waves and such. That's fine. But if we're looking at it impulsively, there's two places to look from. There's this beginning here or there's this beginning here. In fact, sorry, if it's impulsive, really, it's more helpful to be looking from here. But at this point, although we shall see as it plays out. If it's more of a zigzaggy format right now, and we're looking at some sort of ABC action here, or some sort of equal down, a intervening X and another equal down move, then I've called the first one an equal down, whatever. My point is then we would start from here and look at it that way. Fine. So first, let's start from here. This first one, what are we going to say? That we're going to say is maybe a 1, 2, and then we would find a 3, and then we would find our 5. Okay, and in between the 3 and the 5 would have that 4. So possibly it would be something along this line here, where we would have 1, 2. That was a little sloppy. Then maybe this would be the end of the 3, 4. Not sure where the 4 would end exactly, but and then maybe the 5 would be completing somewhere soon, in fact, because within here we can see maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a fifth wave movement looking a bit extended. So we could still see some dumping down, and this mirrors something along this line, this kind of ziggy zaggy movement until we get a final capitulative down move before we find a zone of support and try and push higher. So that's the same idea here. We might be making our way to the final dump down in this current overall down move, which we could say began at the very beginning of June. So like I said in the previous video, or maybe in this video, it's who knows, everything bleeds into the next these days. This was a whole month of boo earns, right? But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're sticking through it. Hopefully this is of value to you and you're learning something. Maybe you're watching on 1.5 or 1.75x speed. Maybe on 2x speed, you are a listening champion. Anyway, okay, so what are we thinking? We're looking for some confluence. We're looking for some levels. We're looking for some timing. All right, we'll check friends of RSI here. We're seeing that we are in now an oversold territory in the daily chart. Okay, so then that means we can find some support levels within these next days. Remember that July 12th. Remember July 12th. Remember. So we have a bunch of days where we could hang out in some, dumping territory. And so this is where we are. Now we're looking for this 200-day to support the price action. That will be the strongest, and we'll use some Fibonacci to show that as well. We'll also say that here in the MACD region, we're looking for some reversal in the negative momentum. We want it to turn up and to turn positive. So that's what we're looking for there. And be based on the amount of red we see here, amount of negative momentum that we are visualizing here through this graphical representation, we are seeing the potential more and more as the days go on that it will be turning up. And again, this July 12th seems to feel right. And based on the previous action of negative territory, we're hoping that it will lead to a bit more of a positive move up. Doesn't mean though that the overall trend is going to regain its upward movement on a weekly chart. We'll see why, possibly. But yeah, so things are looking like it's ready to turn around any one of these days now, within these next 2 weeks, let's say. All right, at least for the daily type of action. Okay, now on the weekly chart, the lagging indicators are going to show that it needs more time to clear out. So, okay, so that's that one idea there. An impulsive type of move or downward move, looking like it's finding its exhaustion, but it's not there quite yet. 5,000 Satoshi level could be the level. Now, we said the next possible thing to consider is, okay, what if we're coming from here and we're doing some form of zigzag move, like a 1-to-1, it's just easier to count the 1-to-1 zigzag. So we take our fib extension tool, we go to our starting point there, we take it to this over here because this seems like a low that would then reach for a corrective move up here, fine. And we'll take from here this level of the 10,000-ish, 9,900 Satoshi level, boom. And interestingly, roughly, Confluence is around the 4,800 Satoshi level. Okay, so let's say, give or take, the 5,000 Satoshi level. All right, interesting. That's one way to look at it. Now, that wasn't an exact measure, but it was close enough. And then the next thing to consider, so let's actually just keep that there for now. I do want to show something here, is what I want to show also is then if we take a fib retracement tool, fib retracement, and sorry, where am I going here? No, that's maybe that was on the other chart. Sorry, that's the RUSDT chart. Remember what I said, everything bleeds into each other. Forget that. So, okay, that's my bad. So then there we are. So that was our Confluence there on the RBTC chart. Okay, and that's the basic idea of where we're looking for our daily type of support level. Oh, and that was the other thing I wanted to show is the candles. So in the closing with the lines, we don't really see any price support level action until the lower 4,000s, 4,250 level. But when we look candle price wise, we see that there is some intervening action between the 5,800 level and the 4,500 level. So as much as it's only an intraday action, there is something there which could provide enough support. So anyway, we'll see how that works, but you can see how this level here, Confluence is across with around the 200-day. So we're just really looking to hold that 200-day. That's going to be the sign of strength and bullishness. Otherwise, we're looking for longer term pain. Okay. And either way, this is just a daily, so we could find that bounce and still have longer term pain. It could be that relief upward to whatever level, and who knows what that might look like. And then there could be a further dumping. This is part of the game that gets played by the composite operator. And so we want to, it's like surfing. We have this surfboard and we want to ride that wave as best as we can. Okay, so then what do we want to think about in terms of a weekly price action? Well, recently we closed with an unfortunate inability. Okay, this week candle here, this weekly candle here, which is showing this one right here. Okay. I mean, technically, we didn't close the week. We closed the month. The previous week we had seen this, but it's just got such a long wick, and the body is at the lower end. It's like a reverse hammer. So it's not surprising that we are much lower here. Now testing the 20-week moving average. So there is room here to go lower. With this negative momentum continuing forward, it's just inevitable that the time has not been enough to clear out the chart. And that's what I wanted to look at. So then when we look at the weekly, that allows us to see, okay, on a weekly price chart, we can see here that the flat action led us to the 31st May area, okay? That whole thing was itself an A and a B move, okay, fine. Then, and the A might have been actually all the way to here, you know, in the weekly, and then the B up here, whatever. But most likely it seems like the B is more of a flat move here. I like that better. It's like this one A, then a B, and now we're in a C, fine. So let's dive in there for a brief moment here and just say, if that's the case, okay, this is where we might want to say, okay, what is even possible? Well, if we go top to bottom, here, A, B, C. So we've already gone past the 1-to-1 on that kind of a zigzag move, okay? So that's fair, that's cool. So we are potentially at any week now ready to just slow down the downward price action, and the momentum can still be negative, but the price action itself doesn't necessarily have to crash as far. Okay, that's one thought. Another thought is the 1618 is all the way down at 33.9. So hey, there is room longer term for deathly painful price action to the downside, sure. This is an RBTC price chart, but what we're looking for is, this was the retracement I was looking for. In fact, from the bottom to the top of this move, we are looking for this 618 level to hold, really. That allows for the strong rebounding to the upside for a longer term uptrending move over the course of the next number of weeks into the years ahead, the Januaries of 2022, and even towards the mid and end of 22. Who knows what will be happening even into 2023, but at least to 2022. We're looking for moves into 2022, which will be, we're looking for all-time high moves closing above, let's say, 16, 17,000 Satoshis. And in terms of intra-week and intra-day price action, for closing above the 25,000 Satoshi level. That might be a heavy feat depending on what the BTC price is against USD. We have to remember that this is not our USD, it's our BTC price action. All right. So having said that, just recognizing that we are around that 618. Sometimes people call it golden pocket between 618, 786. If I'm wrong, just let me know, but I'm pretty sure this is what's considered a golden zone here. All right. Yes, again, thanks for all your comments in the comment section. Thanks for liking the video. I appreciate it. It makes a big difference. All right. Yeah, so that's where we are in this idea here. I'm gonna just quickly move to that 4-hour price and see, is there any indication here? And the indication is that this could be the end of it. We could be now moving into a sideways potential here. We did get another time, so it's like recently one in the middle of June. You know, a little bit later. You know, this whole just within a 10-day span, is below here in the oversold territory. Back down again, oversold territory. So there's room for support here for sure, at least in terms of momentum support. Same thing here, a lot of red and a lot of negativity. So there's potential for regaining some positive momentum, even if that just means to slow down the dumping and just find some support for sideways movement. Okay, so that's where we are with that. And I am going to, yeah, I'm going to end the RBTC price action and just move over to, oh, wow, there's a lot to talk about here. It feels like it's been a while, and that's fine. We have been waiting. I have been waiting to just see it play out. So this is the RUSDT price action. So something I noticed here, is, oh, hold on a second, friends. We see there was just so much in that BTC price chart, you know. Oh, my goodness. I didn't show you that there was also one other thing to consider here. And I think this is a big factor as well for the time and the price. Okay, exciting. Drum roll, please. Let's show you. Where did it go? Yeah. Wow. Boring, right? Anyway, I don't know where they went, but those trend lines, my friends, the trend lines that are showing up here are very interesting, very interesting. So I had those trend lines there. Don't know where they went, but here they are again. And this is what we're seeing here. Okay, when we line up point, we line up point. Interestingly, the 20 period average here gets rejected as well, but that's another story. So yeah, here we are. This is another reason why I'm thinking that the price level is potentially finding its lower end. Either that or, okay, we'll be sideways a bit and then fall further down. And maybe that's why I was seeing here, yes, oh, Oh, man, I missed so much. Okay, forget, sorry, USDT chart today. Sorry, you got to take a back seat. We're just going to hang with the BTC price chart for now. For the RBTC price chart. So check it out. So the next the next thing here is that we're close to this lower trend line. So what that means is we're looking for it to support. Great. Maybe it's not going to support immediately right here. It's going to have to go sideways a bit and then find a final down, or maybe around this time it's finding its final downs. We'll see. The 200-day period average is gonna start to make its way around here, and so it's going to confluence around this time frame here with after the first week into the second week or even after the second week of July. So let's say around the July 12, 13, 14 time frame, 10 to 14, whatever. Okay, this is interesting. This is the other thing is most likely we're not going to make it all the way to the wedge, end of the wedge. Okay, this is like a falling wedge. Whoops, this is like a falling wedge here. And in this falling wedge, it's a bullish pattern, really, in crypto, isn't it? So this is great. This is good. Things are happening. That's telling us that we're going somewhere eventually. Okay, now this is only a daily chart, but hey, even if that means we're finally going to be ready to test this cloud, that would be phenomenal. Let's get back to the 10,000 Satoshi level. Great. Let's do that. Okay, that's just a daily chart. So that's what I wanted to show there. And then the other thing was, yeah, so that we might not have to be making it all the way through. And in terms of timing, this July 12th, again, seems like a decent time frame for the price action to find which direction it's going to take, up or down, right? Yeah, in the sense of like breaking out of this wedge. Is it breaking up or is it breaking down? And we're looking for the break up for sure. Yeah. Good. Now, finally, let's take it to that weekly chart. Oh, I'm glad I didn't forget this before ending the video, right? Or just, yeah, by doing the USD price and then forgetting this. So the trend lines for the weekly are slightly different. We're noticing here, let's just do the same thing. It does not touch. If we want to use that, we can, but then we're off. So let's hang out here. Okay, and then we'll take another trend line and we'll take it from here and we'll say, okay, it does expand a bit from this level, or it just doesn't touch right, or it's just we're still trying to figure it out. Okay, so that's where that price trend action is. It's not as sexy as the other one in the same way, so not going to worry too much about it. All right, what I am considering here is what we looked at before, and then in terms of the ABC. Okay, remember we had like an ABC that made this, and then an ABC that made this, and then we're now finding the rest of the C. Well, so here is that first A, here is that B, and here is that C. Well, we don't know where the C is going to end. However, okay, there is some more information which is going to make us feel pretty interesting. Check this out. A lot of times with a bigger, well, or with any type of scale, a corrective pattern will also not only follow some price relationships, but also follow some time relationships. And generally, one of the popular time relationships is where A plus B equals C. So in this case, A is going to be 2 bars, okay, 2 weeks. And then B took actually 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Interesting. Well, that's a total of 6 bars. So A and B is 6 weeks. Check this out. B to C, if it were to be 6 weeks, currently it's 4 weeks, so 1 month. 5, 6 would lead us to what week? Do you see what I see? July 12th. Quite interesting. Quite interesting. All right. So in that case, I don't know what's to come, and I don't know where we're going, but time-wise, I'm feeling good about reversing this C wave with the next impulse, or not impulse, but just the next move up. That's good. It just gives us more information about where this chart is potentially going, when it might go there, and that confluences interestingly with the July 12th timeframe. Alrighty, and if you're curious about that time frame and you haven't watched the video about the time frames, check it out. It's a few videos back about the Fibonacci time. All right, excellent. Okay, that's it for now. I hope that brings you something to think about, something to look forward to, and something to watch out for as we continue on this journey of Pirate Chain, ARRR, yeah. We'll check out the USDT chart another day. I think we're done for now. Take care of yourselves. Love, peace, happiness. Yes, stay hydrated, move around, all that good stuff. And we'll talk next time. Well, I'll talk, you'll listen, and you'll make comments. And I'll respond to the comments, hopefully. All right, good. Take care. Goodbye.